In Africa, you cannot speak of history without uttering the name abaThembu, a nation whose legacy stretches beyond time, a nation that gave birth to one of Africa's greatest sons, Nelson Mandela, the icon of freedom and the heartbeat of a continent. But the abaThembu are far more than the lineage of Mandela. They are one of the great pillars of the Nguni civilization, a vast and ancient people whose roots reach deep into the soil of southern Africa, and whose echoes resound in the royal courts of kingdoms long forgotten. One of the greatest errors in our telling of African history is the separation of one truth into many names. Our forefathers bore more than one name, one known to their people, another known to neighboring tribes. And so, over time, the single flame of one ancestor became mistaken for many. When historians list our kings, our chiefs, our progenitors, they often divide one man into several, forgetting that Africa's oral history flows not in straight lines, but in rivers that twist and merge. The abaThembu are no exception to these paradoxes. Their lineage is long, their succession deep, not because of confusion, but because their story, like Africa itself, is vast and interconnected. This is not just a story to listen to, but a lineage to trace. So take a moment, grab a pen and paper, and write as we go. Because to truly understand the journey of the abaThembu and their ancient connections, you must follow the bloodline, step by step, and later, do your own research to see how deep these roots truly run. The abaThembu of the Eastern Cape, those whose blood would one day give rise to Nelson Mandela, descend from King Ngubengcuka, the great ruler whose name still commands reverence. From his royal house came King Ngubengcuka of the Great House, and Chief Mandela from the right-hand house. From Ngubengcuka, the abaThembu divided into two great royal lines, the Eastern Tembe of the Great House, and the Western Tembe of the right-hand house, each carrying the royal name of Madiba, honoring their ancestor Madiba, son of Hala. Hala was the son of Dlomo, the famed Dlomo II, a name whispered with respect among the Nguni people. From this Dlomo, we begin to trace the ancient roots of the abaThembu. In the genealogies, one finds a figure named Ngubengcuka, but in the broader scope of Nguni history, Ngubengcuka was none other than Nguni, known also as Musi Hadebe, Ngoni II, and Ndaba. Through him, the abaThembu share ancestry with other great nations, the Hlubi of Bungane, the Ndebele of Musi, and the Dlamini of Eswatini. For Dlomo, the father of the abaThembu, was also the progenitor of the Hlubi through his son Mashia. And in the Ndebele chronicles, Dlomo is remembered as the youngest son of Musi, who returned to KwaZulu after conflict divided his elder brothers, Nzunza and Manala. Dlomo's elder brother was Masombuka, also known by many other names, Dlamini II, Zulu I, Mbulazi, and Masoka. These names, though they appear different, belong to the same ancestral stream. Their father was Mdlenga, known also as Bungane I, Mswati I, Gumede, or Gasela, a man of many names, yet one spirit. And Mdlenga was begotten by Mafana, the great Dlamini I, also called Madalatala and Kulun Kosi. the first light of a royal lineage that would stretch across kingdoms and centuries. Among the Dlamini and abaThembu, he was called Bamula. And among the abaThembu, this same name survives as Bomoyi. From Bamula, the lineage continues upward, to Buyiswayo, known also as Vumezida, and to Ludiwo, called Tembe, Mudembe or Mtembu, names that reveal the birth of the word Tembu itself. Here the circle widens. For the abaThembu of the Eastern Cape, the abaKwadembe people of the north, and the Tembus of Ngoza in KwaZulu-Natal are all branches of one ancient tree. The abaKwadembe trace their royal house to King Ngubengcuka, their name meaning elephant in Kiswahili, a symbol of royalty, wisdom, and might. Their heritage links to the Kalanga people, builders of Mapungubwe and Great Zimbabwe, the spiritual descendants of ancient Egypt's royal houses. Even the abaThembu of Ngoza, who call themselves Mvelasi of the bundle, share distant kinship, for their praise name Mvelasi emerges from the same linguistic roots as Mbulazi, the son of Musi. Among the Abantu, the letters B and V often trade places, revealing the unity behind names once thought separate. And thus the cycle continues, the rainmakers, the Munisi, the kings of the clouds, all descendants of one ancient royal line. The word Dembe, the elephant, carries deep meaning. Across Africa, the elephant symbolizes royalty, power, and endurance. It remembers. It leads. It never forgets its path. So too do the abaThembu, the royal elephants of the south, who carried the legacy of Musi, Kalanga, and Dlomo, and gave Africa its greatest son, Nelson Mandela. This is not merely the story of one tribe, but the reflection of an entire continent's soul. From the Kalanga of Great Zimbabwe, to the Dembe of Maputo, to the abaThembu of Mtata and abaThembu of Mvelasi. These are not different peoples, but one royal family scattered across time. The story of the abaThembu reminds us that our divisions are illusions, born from forgotten names and fragmented memories. For Africa was once one, its people bound by blood, by totem, and by purpose. And so when we speak of abaThembu, we speak of the very heartbeat of Africa, a nation that walked with elephants, that spoke with kings, and that gave birth to freedom itself. We are Mlandomatics, and this has been the Royal Blood of Africa, the true story of the abaThembu nation. Let us continue to awaken our memory, and remember that before we were divided by names, we were one people, under one sun, in one Africa.